All I gotta say is if you feel something is off, trust your fucking gut. Trust that shit.
Women and men, we need to stop blaming ourselves when we go through our partner's phones or emails when we have a gut feeling about something. Every single time I hear somebody talk about, like, I went through their phone and I know it's bad. Yo, listen. If they didn't have anything to hide, they wouldn't mind it, first of all. Anybody who doesn't have anything to hide, they might be hurt. They'd be like, why would you do this? But if you have nothing to hide, I'd say 98 point whatever percent don't care. Second, and this is the most important part, gut feelings are based on your subconscious picking up on their subtle action changes. Let me repeat that. Your gut feelings are your subconscious picking up on them acting different. It may not be super blaring or super apparent, but it is you picking up on it. And that's why you have these knots in your stomach and you think, I need to check. You're not checking because you're just some psycho need for control. You're checking because if you've never done this, now if you're always doing with every single person that you date, that might be a problem. You might have a control issue. But if you've never done this in your relationship before, never done it in any other relationship, it's not you. Listen, don't apologize for you trusting your gut feeling and then finding out the truth. The only reason they're making you feel bad about this privacy invasion is because they got caught doing something they shouldn't. We need to stop apologizing for trusting our gut. And sometimes you trust your gut and you find nothing and then you just move on. But most of the time, there is evidence of something going on. Stop apologizing for that. We need to stop blaming people for that. And the only people who want to put that out like it's an invasion of privacy are those who have things to hide. And again, there might be 2% that just feel like it's an invasion, but for the 98% of the time, it's because they have stuff to hide and they want to guilt people in society for these actions. Nope. Trust your gut.
You have to trust your gut. Your gut knows before your mind does. Your mind is always going to be louder, though. Your mind is always going to be louder. That anxiety, that ego, that survival mode is always going to be setting the alarms off. It's always going to be loud and in your face. And it's going to go around in cycles. But it's when you pull your energy back and clear your thoughts, release them, let them pass through you like a cloud passing over the sky. Let them pass, release them, pull your energy back into yourself. That is when your intuition can come through. Your intuition is the quiet voice in the back of your head. It's very, very quiet. And you have to decide to quiet everything else and listen to what your gut, your instincts, and what your intuition is trying to tell you. This is something that I think Virgo placements are incredibly, incredibly talented at, and almost to an extreme. They overdo it a little bit sometimes, and I think that's why Virgos, a lot of people think they're neurotic, because they kind of are. They're really on edge. They have a very nervous energy. Virgo rules the nervous system, but Virgo also rules the intestines, right? The gut. A Virgo once said to me, like, you have to know how to trust your girl gut, and she was so real for that. I honestly think that Virgos have a natural, almost like sixth sense. They have like a little spidey sense thing going on. And it's also just because Virgo is opposite Pisces. And this is something that is highly relevant right now. It is highly important to develop your intuition at this time because Saturn is in Pisces. And right now Mars is in Virgo. So Mars is opposing Saturn. Right now you might feel a little bit restless. You might feel like you're running into a brick wall. A lot of the plans that you had might be falling through. It feels like you might be lacking control. It's probably because you're trying to plan everything. Observe and let things happen naturally. Keep forcing it, you're going to burn yourself out. And that's not going to help anybody. You're going to drain your own energy. And that's not fun for anybody. Don't rush yourself right now with Mars opposing Saturn. Because when you do, you're just going to be... The universe is going to make you do a little U-turn. Like, nope, do that again. Try it again. What your body needs might not satisfy your ego. because your mind is like, oh, well, these are the rules, these are the limitations, this is what I have to do. And then your body's like, well, I need to rest. And your mind's like, oh, well, I have this schedule, I have this thing going on, and it's backwards. Quite frankly, our whole entire work week is backwards. Why are we starting the work on Monday? Monday is ruled by the moon in astrology. That's why it's called Monday, Moon Day. If we were to follow astrology, Monday being ruled by the moon, that should be a day where we're nurturing ourselves, nurturing our bodies, like literally taking time to rest, reflect, have a good little cry. Tuesday, in my opinion, should be when the work week starts, because Tuesday is the day that is ruled by Mars, and that is when we're feeling more action oriented, and that is a great day to exercise and get in your flow, get in your rhythm, and start confronting the things that you need to get done. Wednesday is ruled by Mercury in astrology, and that is a great day to be communicating. That is a great day to be sending emails, get some good writing done. Great time to maybe do a little bit of traveling, and definitely, especially on Thursday, because Thursday is ruled by Jupiter, definitely doing some traveling, taking yourself to a place you've never been before, trying a new food. Thursdays are great days to present ideas, projects, creative day, and it's a great day to put yourself out there. And then we have Friday, everyone's favorite day, because in astrology it's ruled by Venus. It's a great day to be socializing, going out, going shopping. Great day, favorable time to do like appointments for your hair, nails, or whatever your self-care looks like. Saturday is Saturn's day. It is a great day to start planning your week ahead. This is a great day to be taking care of any of your responsibilities. And then on Sunday, it is ruled by the sun. Leo. Sunday is a great time to be getting up early, getting some fresh air, going outside, taking yourself on a walk, going to the farmer's market, really getting in a good mood in some way, doing things that make you feel renewed and revitalized. But anyways, do you see how the way that we have kind of constructed society literally goes against our body's needs? It goes against nature, quite frankly. And so we are literally trained and programmed growing up to not listen to our intuition, not listen to our other senses. And it's really sad. So I know that the things I'm talking about when it comes to trusting your gut, those are things that you have to kind of relearn. And it's something that innately as children we understand, and as adults we have to relearn, and we have to go back and teach ourselves how to do it all over again. And it's a beautiful experience. It comes with a lot of growth. And it's just too bad that it's the reality. But it's a harsh reality. Saturn is in Pisces, and we're coming to terms with a lot of things that are happening in our world on a spiritual level. So anyways, that's my little TED Talk today. Love you guys. Smooches.
All I gotta say is if you feel something is off, trust your fucking gut. Trust that shit.
I've very recently been reminded that there is such a thing as giving someone the benefit of the doubt too much. I recently made a new friend a few months ago, and we got on so well that we decided to go away together, and she invited some of her friends. Now on this holiday, there was a few times where she was giving me unprovoked attitude, out of nowhere. We'd just be having normal conversation and she would just respond with a bit of attitude, and I was like, this is really weird. And if I addressed it with her, there was at no point acknowledgement or an apology or anything, or seeing anything from my perspective. Literally on holiday, we were sharing a room and she wanted to play videos out loud. She wanted to scroll TikTok out loud whilst I was trying to sleep next to her. When I asked her to put her headphones in, she had a million excuses, and then was basically like, how can you even hear it? It's on the lowest volume. And I'm thinking, I can hear it because my head is right next to yours. So if you can hear it, I can hear it. But I didn't even say that to her because I was a little bit shocked by the response, and I was just trying to be polite in the situation. So she basically gaslit me and was like, how can you even hear it? And then didn't put headphones in. I had to put my earbuds in, even though I told her they make my ears uncomfortable. I put earbuds in to block out the noise so I could go to sleep. Anyway, I addressed it with her the next day. I was like, hey, did you not think I was being genuine when I'm telling you I can hear the noise when you're scrolling on your phone next to me? I didn't understand what that situation was, where that misunderstanding was coming from. And she proceeded to tell me that she thought I was nitpicking and she didn't want to get up and get her headphones because she thought I was being fussy and I was nitpicking and maybe I'm in a bad mood, that's why I'm nitpicking. And I'm like, what bad mood? We were literally just talking and kikiing like a few minutes ago. We're completely fine. And there was no consideration, no acknowledgement that she did something wrong, no apology, just, yeah, well, I did this because I thought you were doing that. And the rest of the time on the holiday, she didn't put her headphones in. I had to adapt, I adjusted, I put my earbuds in, or I just stayed up late as long as she was up to do a bit of packing or doing something else, waiting for her to get off her phone so it would be quiet and I could sleep. Like, I just couldn't understand what was going on here, especially because one minute she would behave that way and the next minute she would be fine. So I just thought, you know what, I'm gonna let it go. This is just a her problem. We'll be friends, but we won't be the best of friends. But when we got back, she invited me to her birthday picnic and I took a group photo. I took several group photos, which she asked me for, and I sent them to her as well. And I decided to post a carousel post, mostly of me, my outfit, the lake where we were, etc. And at the end of this carousel post, I posted one of the group photos. She had an issue with that, saying delete this, which I did right away. And she asked me, why are you so comfortable posting me and my friends, like trying to look like we're your social group and all of this? She said, why are you posting this without any of our consent, etc. I thought, you know what, completely fine. I didn't get your consent. I didn't think it was an issue, seeing as this person has also posted me on their story without my consent. And I just thought they would be comfortable with it. Like, I just didn't think it would be an issue. But still, if someone communicates something to me, I'm going to take it on board. I'm going to rectify the situation, which I did. I deleted it straight away and let her know. Anyway, she proceeded to tell me that she feels like my energy's off, my intentions aren't pure, etc, etc. And I just couldn't get it. I'm like, I've been nothing but nice to this person, considerate of this person, but it seems like she just has an issue with me. Like, you've already given me off energy and I gave you benefit of the doubt, but the way you've reacted to this and the way you've kind of come for me unprovoked is bizarre. You are definitely not someone I want to be around. Very controlling, very negative. But just a reminder, just a little lesson from the universe that, babe, not everyone deserves your energy and not everyone can handle it. And some people you just need to stay away from. Trust your gut. Not everyone deserves the benefit of the doubt.
Please listen to your intuition when it comes to people. I'm not gonna lie, y'all. I screw myself every single time. Every single time. You know how you meet someone and you're like, ooh, I don't actually know about this person, but I'm gonna give them a chance anyway. It doesn't end well. It just doesn't end well, ever. If you get a gut feeling about somebody, 9 times out of 10, your gut is right. And these are not spots, these are water spots. I wash my hair. But you really do have to pay attention to your intuition. That is your internal compass trying to tell you that some shit ain't right. And if you are not paying attention to that, that shit is not going to go right. So please just be mindful. Use your discernment when it comes to people, when it comes to places, when it comes to things. Because 9 times out of 10, if something doesn't feel right, smell right, look right, it's not for you. It's not right.
You guys, I stopped smoking the za about 4 weeks ago. And it's weird because I noticed so many positive changes within myself and in my environment. And it's just weird because like that's how I gained a following. So I had like so much resistance towards it. But here's some positive changes that I've felt this last 4 weeks. My brain fog is gone. I'm way more present. My skin is getting clearer. I'm gaining healthy weight back. My stamina and breathing has improved. More work opportunities have been coming my way. I'm way more patient with myself and others, which is weird because it should have the opposite effect. But I think over-consuming made it so that when I didn't have it, I was so much more irritable with myself. I've actually been taking action instead of just saying I'll do something. I'm showing up for people more because I don't have the anxiety of how I'm being perceived. I've been craving healthier food. A lot of junk food doesn't even sound good to me anymore. My confidence and sense of self are better, and I can regulate my emotions better. Those are just a few things that I can just like think of off the top of my head. I really did not expect this much to shift, but the less I have it, the more I want to continue not having it. I'll still take gummies from time to time, but very rarely. And when I do, it's more for like a creative reason rather than like just cleaning the house. But it's been like a full reset of my mind, body, and energy. And stopping has brought like a whole new level of clarity. It's crazy. So if it works for you, it works for you. If you are more productive and you're just like a better person on it, then continue doing what you're doing, obviously. Just make sure you're putting your health first and really thinking of your health still if you're doing it, and doing the things that are countering the bad parts of it, because smoke is smoke. So making sure you're still doing lung detoxes and mullein leaf teas, whatever it may be, air purifiers. But if taking a break has been on your mind, or quitting in general, then take this as your sign. It's not as scary as you think, and there's another version of you on the other side of it that will thank you later. I'm sure of it. So trust that gut instinct, trust your intuition. I love you. Bye.
Come with me to confront my husband, who is actively cheating on me right now with our former nanny. Quick catch up for those of you who are new here. I hired a nanny that I used to film spicy content with, and then that's when I got pregnant, and at the same time I found out that my husband was having an affair with her. That's also when I found out that she's apparently pregnant too and expecting around the same time as me. Now, according to her and my husband, it's allegedly not his, but we'll see. Now that you're all caught up, this is what's currently happening right now. He texted me today that he's going to be late again for the third night in a row, and mind you, he's never been late for work until recently, and now all of a sudden it's literally happening all the time. So I texted him and I was like, why is this the third night in a row? That's weird. And anyway, he said he doesn't know, and he made up some like weird bullshit excuse about how they're short-handed, blah blah blah. That's when I wanted to give him the benefit of the doubt, so I checked his location to make sure that he was still telling me the truth, and guess what? His location wasn't working, and so I asked him why his location wasn't working. That's when he tells me that it hasn't been working for a couple weeks now, that I should have known that, which I don't know if he thinks I'm stupid or what, but I literally can check his location normally anytime and it's working fine, except for when he's at work, which he also admits that it was working at that point and then it stopped working again. Weird how it only stops working when he's at work. But then he says, I'm at work, you can swing by if you don't believe me. The gaslighting is real. At this point, I'm kind of done with the conversation and I don't want it to turn into an argument, so I just say I believe you, and then that's that. Little does he know, after all of this has gone down and after all these red flags keep appearing and the fact that I own every single vehicle that we have, I have taken the authority to put tracking devices on every single vehicle that we own. That being said, I obviously checked the tracking devices, and guess what? He's not at work. Guess where he is?
Right there. And guess who's parked right next to him? The nanny.
Now my only dilemma is, do I wake baby Sprite up and take him in and cause a Jerry Springer scene? Or option number 2, I wait in here and then approach them as they're coming out together. Or option number 3, I don't get out and I just take a bunch of pictures and videos and all the proof that I can get of what is literally happening in front of my face. I silently leave, and then I use that as leverage for revenge later.
Y'all, please pay attention to your surroundings and trust your intuition. Yesterday, I was on my way to the store to make a return, and I got to the stoplight and I noticed this car pull up next to me, and his window was rolled all the way down. And my windows are tinted, so I didn't think much of it, but I can tell that he's looking over at my car. So I'm like, okay, whatever. The light turns green, we both pull forward, and I pull behind him because I need to turn into the parking lot. We get stopped by another stoplight, and at this point, I'm behind his car, and I can see him looking at his side mirror the entire red light. Like, he just keeps looking in his side mirror. And at this point, I was starting to feel a little bit weird because, yes, my windows are tinted, but when the sun is out, you can still see into my car. So I was like, is he looking at me? The light turns green, we both pull forward. I turn on my signal to turn into the parking lot. He turns on his signal to turn into the parking lot. So then he pulls into the parking lot, I pull into the parking lot. He goes one way, I go another way. So I was like, okay, that was just weird. Like, let me go on about my business. Now, there are several stores in this plaza, so I find the store that I need to go to and I park my car, and something just tells me, don't get out the car. Like, don't do it. So I'm just sitting in my car and I wait a couple minutes and I see him pull in front of my car. And I'm like, okay, he slows down a little bit and then he just keeps going. And at this point, I'm starting to feel like really alerted. Like, this is really odd, right? So I wait in my car for another minute or so, and then I see him circle my vehicle again for the second time. And at this point, I'm taking pictures. And in the pictures, you can literally see him looking at my vehicle the entire time he's passing my car. So I wait in my car for another 5 minutes or so, and I don't see him, so I just shake it off and I go into the store. As I'm walking into the store, I look back and I see him literally sitting in his car in the same row, like where my car is parked, and he's just like a couple spaces down. And there are plenty of parking spaces available, so he's just sitting there. So I go into the store and I make my return, and I spend like a good 15-20 minutes just like walking around, just trying to calm myself down. So I leave the store and I'm looking around the parking lot and I don't see his car anymore. So I'm like, okay, phew, like that was weird. As soon as I get near my car, I look over and I see that he's parked in a spot and he's watching me walk to my car. He sees that I see him and he looks at me and he goes like this and starts smiling. So I get in my car and I call my mom, I call my best friend. I'm just trying to figure out what to do because at this point, like, I know he's watching me. So I sit in my car for like 10 minutes and I finally get a hold of my best friend, and this entire time he's still watching me. So I pull off and drive to my nearest police station. So I filed an incident report, and thank God I got pictures of his vehicle, his license, and him. So the moral of the story is to pay attention to your surroundings and trust your intuition, because if something doesn't feel right, most likely it's not.
Never let a man convince you that you holding him accountable for his actions means you are creating stress, negativity, or drama. If he did not want the responsibility of treating you correctly, of loving you correctly, he should not have signed up for it.
If something feels off, it's off. If something feels like it's not quite right, then it's not quite right. If you're getting kind of weird vibes that you shouldn't trust somebody, don't trust them. See, your intuition never lies. The issue isn't your intuition. The issue is you have not found the courage to listen to it. You're questioning it. That will change the moment you start to act based on your intuition. So if you walk into a room and it just doesn't feel like the right place for you to be, leave. If you meet somebody and you don't feel like yourself, that's probably not a good person for you to be around. If the vibes are off, believe the vibes. Your intuition isn't lying. And the more you start acting based on it, the stronger and louder and better it's gonna get.
So I just hope that this story helps to save someone or keep them out of a really bad situation. Something that could have occurred to me last night. Please stop scrolling and listen to this video. It's 4th of July weekend, and yesterday I decided to run some errands, work out, and I had plans to go out with someone, a really close friend, but before I was to go out with her, I went out with someone else, okay? So I went out with that someone, we had a great time. I came home. Now, when I came home, I was like, okay, you know, I'm back home. I'm kind of already ready. My hair is done, my outfit is on. It's kind of late, and this person is like, well, we're not leaving until like 12:30. We're not leaving until 12:30 p.m. So I'm like, okay, let me just make use of my time. Now, I want y'all to also keep in mind that there's a lot that I can't say right now. There's just a lot I can't say. So if I'm not speaking all the way, please bear with me. Okay. It's still earlier in the night. It's not that late, but it is late. It's like 11 p.m.-ish or so. And I was told this person, this friend, went to another spot, you know, with their guy, whatever. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. It's getting late. They're not at the party yet. They're not there. And again, my hair is freshly done. Body is tea. I'm looking stunning. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and say that. You know when you just got your hair done, you know when your skin's looking good, you know when a body's bodying and the outfit is outfitting. So you're like, you know what, I'm gonna go out because I wanna go out, because it makes sense to go out. It's first day hair. But something in me told me not to go. Something said, just don't go. Don't go. Don't go. I don't know why. Again, fresh hair, outfit on. Body is tea. Face is sitting. Makeup is beat. Everything is doing what it needs to do. It's not a bad hair day. It's not a bad outfit day. It's not that. I wipe off my makeup. I take off my outfit. I shower and I get in the bed. I get a call, 6 in the morning. I had missed the call. I had fell asleep. So I called this person back, and they told me that something so bad happened to them and the person that they were with, that it is only God. It is only God. I could cry. It is only God. It is only God. The message I'm saying is, and especially to my ladies, I'm just getting emotional. Please trust your intuition. I don't care if your hair's done. I don't care if your outfit's on. I don't care if you packed the bag. I don't care if you were supposed to go on a trip. I don't care if, you know, you kept flaking or you wasn't supposed to go. Whatever your nervous system is telling you, whatever your intuition is telling you, don't ever ignore it. Don't ignore it. If I decided to go, the trajectory of my life would have changed. Something in me said, Ashley, take off your clothes, take off your makeup, and get your ass in the bed. Again, no bad hair day, no bad outfit day. This message, I'm hoping, and I know it may seem or feel dramatic, please, I beg you, if you don't listen to anything else I say, listen to your intuition and never ignore it. When the right time comes, I will share the story. There's just so much. There's so much, you guys. There's so much I cannot say right now. When the right time comes, I'll let you guys know.
The part they don't tell you about trusting your gut and trusting your instincts is that it only works if your nervous system is regulated. Because when your system is dysregulated, like stuck in fight or flight or freeze, it's going to confuse familiarity with safety. So even if something is actually good or safe or right for you, your gut might be saying run and don't trust it. Because your system is trying to protect you from what feels unfamiliar. So if you're finding yourself getting constantly stuck in the same cycles, this might be why. So maybe that first step of interrupting that cycle and creating a better future for yourself is actually focusing on regulating your nervous system first and creating that safety inside yourself so that you can actually tell the difference between what's an old fear created as a protective mechanism from past dangers versus what is actually real intuitive signal coming from your gut and your body's wisdom. Because there is unfathomable wisdom in our bodies, wisdom that can transcend the linear logical thinking that we do with our conscious minds. But in order to access it, we have to feel safe first, and we have to feel calm in our bodies.
I got married in 2014, and at the time I had my hair salon business. Everything in my life was seemingly going so well. I didn't know that I had bipolar disorder at that point, and I was very social. I had a lot of friends. I was always being invited to bachelorette parties, baby showers, weddings, all the things. I was very booked and busy with my hair salon. I was doing CrossFit 5 days a week. I was in really, really good shape and really enjoyed Olympic lifting and things of that nature. And I did have like different friends from different areas of my life. Like I worked at a coffee stand, so I had like my coffee stand friends. I had like people that are like OG hair clients that I've been doing their hair for very many years. Like those people, my childhood best friends, my high school best friends. And so when I got married and had my bachelorette party, all these women came together to celebrate me and my bachelorette party. And at my bachelorette party, it was really unfortunate because my best friend, who's still my best friend, she was my maid of honor. She booked a house and booked these like Jeeps to take us on like a wine tour on Lake Chelan, which is like a beautiful location in Washington State. And the first night, I got food poisoning. I don't exactly know what happened, but like I was puking my guts up all night at my bachelorette party. And the next day I was so sick that like I couldn't go anywhere but my bed. And a lot of the women that I had invited to my bachelorette party, like I said, it was women from like different areas of my life. And I just had a really bad gut feeling about some of these women that they weren't my true friends. Like I couldn't really put my finger on it, but I had this weird feeling. And none of these women had ever like met each other or hung out with each other. And so basically I was stuck at the house, and you know, I wanted all of them. They had already paid for the house and the wine tour, so I wanted them to continue to like go on and like enjoy that, but I felt like they were being really insensitive. Like, you know, I'm sick in bed, it's my bachelorette party, and they're like posting all over social media, they're commenting on all each other's comments and taking all these pictures, becoming best friends. And again, I didn't know I had bipolar at this time. I was 27 at the time and I was diagnosed at 30. So, but I remember feeling suicidal laying in that bed and watching social media and watching everyone kind of like, it felt like they were rubbing it in my face that they're having so much fun at my bachelorette party while I'm sick. And they got back and they were just like getting really wasted and being really loud, which like I get it, it's a bachelorette party, but like I was just so sick and I just was like, I really have a bad feeling that these women are not my friends. And I did want to, my gut feeling was telling me to like disinvite all of them from my wedding, but I'm like, my wedding is like in a couple weeks, and like I just kind of brushed it under the rug. And at my wedding, it seemed like some of these women, particularly my coffee stand friends and my these other friends of mine that I've known since high school, those women seemed to like really bond at my bachelorette party, and then they seemed to really bond at my wedding. Like they were taking selfies, and like, you know, I even like went on Facebook and saw that like one of them commented on the other one's page and was like, let's all go to like happy hour soon, like blah 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 blah. And like they obviously didn't invite me, and so I just automatically felt that sick feeling of like, I introduced all of you guys and now you're like getting happy hour and like not including me. Like it made me feel like jealous and territorial of like, what the fuck? Like, where's the loyalty? Like you guys are all just gonna go off and ride into the sunset and hang out with each other and like leave me behind. And turns out my gut feeling was 100% like right, because once I started going through my mental health issues, all of these women turned on me. And I was so hurt by this for so many years because, like I said, I introduced them. And this one particular friend who I made a video about her before, but like she was just dating this loser and he would cheat on her, and then she would complain to me and I would be like patient and understanding, and then she did that several times, and then I lost my patience with her, and I'm just like, this is getting dumb. Like he's cheated on you like 5 times, like, and you're still going back to him. Like, I love you and I care about you, and like you deserve better than this. Like, why are you doing this? And when I gave it to her straight, she was apparently too much of a pussy to handle it, because that made her basically like ice me out as a friend, and simultaneously she's trying to kick it with these other women that she met through me. So that like extra was like a stab to my heart, that like, I've been here for you. You don't know my other friends that you're just meeting. I've been your friend. I've listened to you. I've been patient with you. And the one time I'm actually truly being a good friend and giving it to you straight that your behavior is not good and that you deserve better, like that literally made her be pretty much done with me. And so then I'm on social media and I'm mad at my other friends that I've known for a long time of like, you know that this coffee stand friend is like hurting me and just like treating me like garbage because I told her that her boyfriend sucks. And so then that friend started like hanging out with that group, and then they would do stuff without me, and I would see it on social media, and it was just like so hurtful that like they all were just kind of like bonding with each other and icing me out. And it was very, very hurtful. And then as time went on and I got really sick with my mental health at 30, so 3 years later, this had been going on. And a lot of those women who I thought were true friends were, you know, the biggest ones talking shit about me, rooting against me, not checking in on me, not reaching out to me. And along with everything else that I was dealing with after my manic episodes, I was also dealing with feeling so betrayed by friendships and feeling like I'm literally going through the worst thing I've ever experienced, and none of them were like there for me. And then fast forward to 2018, when I did end up like going to treatment and getting help And then I came back and I was starting to get well. And some of those women reached out to me at that point and were like, oh, like, we're so proud of you, like, yada, yada. And it really rubbed me the wrong way, because I'm like, no, it doesn't work like that. You don't get a fucking shit on me when I'm in my worst space of my life and absolutely shit on me, talk shit about me. Years later, I continue to have people tell me stuff of like the conversations that were had about me and my mental health. And when these women reached out to me after I had busted my ass to pick myself up, get myself out of that hole, and, you know, be my best self and get well, and then you're going to reach out to me and tell me you're proud of me, like, that was just too much for me to handle. And I deleted, blocked, just decided I'm completely done with those relationships. Like, yeah, I'm not okay with that. I'm not okay with you abandoning me at my darkest hour and then trying to suck my dick once I'm feeling better and accepting my illness, taking my medication and getting well. And even to this day, I do have mutual friends that like still know them and follow them on social media, and like come to find out they've all gotten married since my manic episodes in 2017 and 2018. They all were bridesmaids in each other's weddings. They all to this day still hang out all the time with all their husbands, and it's like this huge group of them that all met because of me and my wedding and my bachelorette party. And then they all just like became BFFs forever. And I got like left behind and shafted. And it doesn't bother me anymore. And honestly, good riddance, because like I've gained so many more amazing relationships because those relationships left my life. And I've created this one friendship with one of my best friends, and her and I bonded so much, and I wouldn't have been able to be her best friend and her be my best friend had I still been blinded by all those fake relationships. So all in all, it's like, thank you for showing your true colors so that I could find my tribe and my people. But I'm not gonna lie, like it really stung me to be iced out in that manner. And yeah, if you have a bad feeling about friendships, if you feel like you have friends that aren't loyal to you, please trust that instinct, trust your gut, and don't wait for something to happen to you and get to a rock bottom to then realize they're not your true friends. If you have a bad feeling, trust that shit.